What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Woman says that white males' violence against black men is their version of the final boss, right? Is their affirmation of their manlyhood, right? It's the final thing they need to conquer, right? And I've always said this, right? Y'all hear me every now and then say that the white man, they want to get a dragon, right? A dragon. And we are, in fact, that dragon, right? The black man. Because of jealousy, right? Because of obvious biological advantages that we as the black man, if you think about this, right? The black man, and this is just true, this is not no Afro, this is true, all right? It's biology. Like, if I told you a Rottweiler is clearly vastly superior than a Chihuahua, you're not going to argue with me down. Yeah, they're both dogs. You're not going to argue me down because it's obvious that Rottweiler at any moment can destroy that goddamn Chihuahua. But if you give that Chihuahua an AR-15 and some thumbs, right, that Chihuahua will dominate every goddamn bulldog. Or if that Chihuahua was conditioned to believe it was the alpha male and that Rottweiler was conditioned to believe that it was not, sometimes you will see a Chihuahua dominate a Rottweiler when both of them have a mental programming to believe one thing or the other, right? And one thing, the main enemy for a white male is the black man. We are the main, we are a trophy. If a white male can kill a black man, he is a hero in the white community. Look at every single one of these white men who had the opportunity or created the opportunity to kill a black man. Look how they're praised. Look how they're gallivanted around like folk heroes around white America, where they're signing autographs, right? You know, Zimmerman, right? He was signing Skittles. Imagine how disrespectful that is, right? Signing Skittles in reference to the person who only had Skittles and he killed him because he was getting his ass whooped because he couldn't mind his own business, right? White men, right? They like to hunt things that are way more dangerous to them. They like to control things that are naturally way more dangerous to them. That's why they control the lion. They control the elephant. Now, clearly, in nature, the elephant and the lion is vastly superior to us human beings. Vastly, right? And because of that, the trickery of the European man has figured out, how do you contain such power? How do I contain and control such power? How do I get that power to listen to me as master? Right? Because they can't defeat that power one-on-one. They can't go, like, for instance, white man has never been able to go to Africa, right, and go one-on-one with a lion without dying. They don't have that capability, right? But a black man with no gun, no shirt, all right, loincloth shorts, and a stick can walk up on a pride of lions that just finished killing a meal and take their shit and the lions run away because of the overwhelming dominant presence of the black man in nature. You see, white men, they'll go hunt big ass grizzly bear. They go hunt lions from a truck. They're not doing that shit like black men on the ground, even playing field. They're doing that shit from the safety of their technology. They go and they kill the biggest, most majestic, most dangerous. The answer is to kill it, cut its head off, put it on the wall, and that's my prize. Look how I was able to kill this big, giant, deadly animal, right? And I believe, I know this to be true, that white men at one time, when they had the ability to, would put the black man's head on the wall next to the buck, because we are the prize. Not only are we human beings, so we're closer akin to them, right? We're clearly dominant, right, as far as they're concerned, in every way. Our technology, our history, everything. That bothers them because the white man wants to be the most dominant creature on the planet. They can't do that if there is clearly a more dominant hominid on the planet, which is us. Another problem that hurts the white man's ego is, one proof of dominance is who the women are attracted to. Ultimately, who the world's women are attracted to. Now, white men have been able to trick the world to view them as attractive only as a basis or means of getting out of poverty, or to lift themselves up from the poverty induced by white people on their societies, right? So it's like a forced liking. It's like a liking of convenience, attraction of convenience. But with the black man, they're just attracted to us. It's biological, right? The woman, when they see a black man, Their bodies and their internal systems have already analyzed that this is the superior being, and it will behoove that white woman, that Asian woman, that Latino woman, that Indian woman, that whatever kind of woman to procreate with that superior specimen, because I know I'm going to have a child that's going to have a genetic advantage over the competition. That is just fact. I ain't making none of this shit up. It's the law of nature. We forget as human beings that we are subservient to the law of nature, no matter how many human constructs we like to put around it. We like to place around ourselves. We like to limit ourselves through these human constructs and these human ideas and thoughts of how society should be set up, how we should think. But in fact, nature rules. Nature says that if you're a black man, you have an overwhelming dominant advantage, not just physically, mentally, emotionally, all right? We have an advantage. And we have proof and receipts that still stand to this day of our abilities when given the opportunity. That's why it behooves white men to make sure that they don't give us the opportunity, because they will lose all being equal. And this is from their perspective, right? They don't want to meet the challenge of meeting a foe head up. They don't want to build and develop themselves by competing with someone that can outcompete them, so they can, so they can have some repetition towards, stress, and with that stress evolve into something stronger. They don't want to do that. They want technology to make it so their weak bodies and minds can dominate stronger bodies and minds through sheer technology. They have given up on their biological achievement to meet us on the even playing field. They care about technologies and systems is how they want to maintain power, which the problem is nature don't care about none of that shit. Because every piece of technology that we create, guess what? Ultimately, down to its nuts and bolts, it comes from nature. It belongs to nature, right? And if it's in nature, within this three-dimensional plane, we still have to follow the rules and regulations nature provides, no matter what it is that we think we're doing, because we don't control nothing, all right? So let's let this lady cook, right? She ain't saying nothing but the truth, and they just gonna have to deal with it, be honest, right? And the thing is, but we as black men, we have to deal with it, because the white man will always see us as the dragon, as the final boss, as M. Bison in Street Fighter, all right? We are that guy. And to be premium white, to be top of the line white, to get all the badges and medals and honors, to be the highest level of white warrior, you need to take out a dragon. And that is the goal of a lot of these mentally ill European Americans, to find a way, a justification to take out a dragon, whether they join the military, the police force, the security force, or some sort of militia force, or they go out about themselves and dress up militaristic and go and try to find their own clandestine situation to get into. Anyway, you guys tell me what you think in the comment section. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn some, teach some. I'm out.
Black men's oppression is unique for sure. Because there's a trophy hunter relationship between white men and black men. Black men serve as like the final boss of nature to white supremacy, dehumanized to the point where you're the strongest animal, you are peak animalistic masculinity. And if white man human masculinity can conquer it, can take it out, then man will have dominated nature the way God intended. It's convoluted and fucked up, but white men have a trophy hunter relationship with black men. It is gender affirming to them to take y'all out. So it is 100% true that the violence against black men is specific to y'all. I could talk about this forever normally, but with all of the headlines, all of the boys we're losing, I'm gonna be real with y'all, I'm having a hard time. I'm reposting a lot of things about them, but I'm having a hard time getting on camera and talking about the way they hunt y'all down. Because they do. They do.
Every accusation is a confession. I will not elaborate.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan!
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. and follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.